how to figure out who has status in a given situation so that you can kind of figure it out from a distance. What is the conversational canvas and how can you use it to build connection and create kind of the perfect angle to stand in with a new person that you just met? And what to do with your hands while you're speaking so that you don't completely throw off the right signal to noise ratio when you're interacting with people. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe, but let's dive in and check it out. So we've talked a bit about status, and what we're going to talk about now is how status shows itself in the body plane that you set up with another person. If I'm speaking directly to you and we're standing kind of face to face, our status is essentially equal. Now, if one person is taller, or, you know, if you're in the military and you've got all sorts of medallions and kind of shows of status, then the status would be clear in that way. But if we're just two people pointing at each other, status is equal. Now imagine one person is looking forward and the other person is looking at that person. Who has the status in this scenario? Right. This guy has the status because this guy is giving him all of his attention. So we don't want to find ourselves in this position where we've turned our body towards someone and we're giving them all the energy. Unless you're consoling someone or, you know, you're taking care of someone, then it's good to give them your attention. But what you want to do is, you also don't want to be this one because that's kind of a power play. What we want to do is not be like this, but more like this. So what this does is it kind of puts us on the same side of the table. And to be right next to each other, like if you're sitting at a bar, that's great. But if you're standing, you want to put yourself at, you know, just a reasonable angle so that you're open to the world. You're not playing chess against each other and combative. You're on the same team and you're kind of surveying the world around you. What this does is it puts you on the same team. It's immediately going to get you guys vibing and connecting in a way that feels more comfortable. What it also does is, well, one big one is if I'm looking right at you and we're holding eye contact, there can be a lot of tension that forms in that. But if we're off to the side and then I look at you for a second and then I'm out and I'm kind of thinking about something and I look over you and like that angle allows for splitting your focus, breaking eye contact, not being super drilled in on each other. What this also does is it creates this space between you guys kind of out in front of you that I call the conversational canvas. And that's going to be a place where you can describe things, you can talk about a fish that you caught or the universe, and you can like use this space, like kind of zooming in and zooming out of reality to tell the story. This is where you're going to use your hands. Now I want you to use your hands decisively, meaning I don't want you to have your hands just kind of always doing some kind of little dance while you're talking. That's just, the signal to noise ratio is really off and people are going to lose interest in what you're actually saying because they're distracted by your waving in of, you know, a aircraft carrier. So what I'd like you to do instead is bring your hands up, make a point, and then bring them back down to your sides. Or, you know, put them in your pocket, or one in your pocket, one by your side. And then you bring it out and you chat again and you point something out and then you go back down to neutral. Get comfortable with just letting your hands rest. Letting them just kind of hang out. A lot of people, when they get nervous, they start moving their hands kind of randomly and without any direction. I don't want you to do that. I want you to just stay calm and keep your hands neutral when they're not in use. Try to put this stuff to use. You have watched a lot of these videos, maybe mine, maybe other people's, This is probably not the very first video you've ever seen on the topic of social connections and social dynamics and how to be more confident. But how much of it have you actually put to use? You know, this is going to be a recurring thing if you watch more of my videos. Go put it to use. See it in action. See how it changes the way that you feel. Without it, it's all just theory. Okay, don't forget to like and subscribe and check out more of our videos, but also take action. It's a little bit of both. You got to learn this stuff and then you got to implement it. Otherwise, you know, it's all theory. See you guys in the next video or on the street.